A dialectical perspective really helps explain what is going on with Ali and Bob and their roommate situation. This perspective says that in intercultural relationships, it's very possible to have opposing forces that can exist at the same time. For example, personal versus cultural. Bob, for one, wants to fit in. He sees drinking as a normal American culture, and he is fully okay with assimilating into that. Ali, meanwhile, wants to maintain his Muslim identity and avoid drinking at all cost. The difference between that and the similarity dialectic is that they thought they had a lot in common, right? But their differences are now very apparent. For Ali, it's religious versus social habits. Ali is very religious. He has family expectations that he needs to maintain, and Bob sees it more as assimilating and doesn't quite understand why it's so difficult for Ali to partake. He doesn't see that it's not a choice. Well, it is a choice, but he doesn't see that it's a identity issue. It's a core value for Ali. And then for number 2, context matters, because context shapes how people see conflict versus what's at stake. For Ali, this includes his strong religious values and his family's expectations. Drinking is not a preference. As I mentioned before, it is tied to his identity and his core values. He comes from a very religious family. His family has great expectations on him. Whereas for Bob, he is proud to be adapting to the American culture, and he believes and sees social drinking or being part of or assimilating into the social context as part of the process. If we ignore these contexts, we might think that Ali is being difficult or that Bob is being disrespectful, when really they're acting based on their backgrounds and goals. To understand that context helps us to avoid stereotypes, and it also helps us find solutions that respect both sides. In order to fix this relationship, especially since it's a roommate situation between Bob and Ali, and they are, basically locked into this, right? When you're in a roommate situation, especially in college, it's not like you can easily ask for a switch. First, they need to really sit down and talk to each other. They are avoiding the issue right now, and they're not being clear on what each other wants and what each other needs and how hurt they both are. I would also very highly suggest strong boundaries. For example, Bob should agree to no alcohol in the room. Make it a safe zone for Ali. He should be able to feel like he can come home, or he can come to his room, study, relax, really focus and hone in. And it's not like party central in the room. And Ali also needs to understand that Bob will be probably hanging out with his friends elsewhere, and he's not going to be able to see his friend as often. Another solution I thought of was that they should focus on what they have in common, such as being away from home and adjusting to the college experience. That might mean, maybe going to try, they can plan different activities, right, together that don't include drinking. Maybe going to try new restaurants or doing new activities or sightseeing. They're both not from the area. They're both not familiar, so they can explore in healthy ways where it fits both of their needs, right? For Ali, for Bob, it's for assimilating into the American culture and learning about the American culture. And for Ali, it is, still holding to those core values that he has, while also being academic, museums, things like that, things that they can do together. Finally, they need to understand what each other's perspectives are. Bob needs to understand that for Ali, it's not a preference to not drink. It's part of his religious and core value. It's something that, as a Catholic, Bob can also relate to, right? There's core values that Catholics have that other people don't understand. And Ali can see that Bob is not trying to be disrespectful. He's just trying to fit in. if they can approach the matter with empathy and an open mind, they can definitely build their friendship and hopefully have a great school year.